Welcome to this tutorial on how to create a map like the one that you see in front of you that you can make in Google Maps from information that you have in a spreadsheet. First, we're going to begin in Google Drive. That is where I've saved the spreadsheet that has the information that I'm going to be uploading to Google Maps. This is the information here. It is a list of cemeteries with an address and the community that the cemetery is in and GPS coordinates. I have pared down this spreadsheet. It had a lot more information in it. I've taken out any extra columns that I don't want. It just makes it a little bit more manageable. And I have also cut it down so that there are only rows that have GPS coordinates. It didn't seem necessary to have ones where there were no GPS coordinates because that is what I'm using to place the cemeteries on the map. Now you might notice that in the column of GPS coordinates there are semicolons. You'll run into a problem if you try to upload to Google Maps with that in it. You'll get an error. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take that semicolon out by using find and replace. Actually, I first need to highlight the column that the semicolon is in. Then use find and replace. Tell it I'm looking for semicolons and I'm replacing it with nothing. So when I do replace all, now you see that all of the semicolons in that column are now gone. So that is the spreadsheet that I'm going to use to upload to Google Maps. Now the next step will be to go to the maps. When I get in here, it says My Maps. I click on that and there's an icon here to create a new map. It has an untitled layer here and the import icon. Because I have the spreadsheet in Google Drive, I click there and it shows me the spreadsheets that I have in Google Drive that are available. This is the one with all of the extraneous information that I didn't want, so I won't use that one. Click on this one and select. So now it is collecting the information and it wants to know what information in what column is going to be used to place the information on the map. As I mentioned, I'm using coordinates, but if you were not using GPS coordinates and you were only using addresses, then you would choose something different. I am choosing coordinates, and that the information, the GPS coordinates are in my column latitude first, longitude second. So I will click that radio button and continue. Then it wants to know what are those points on the map going to be called. I'm choosing the cemetery column to name them. So now it's uploading that information. And here are all the points on the map of the different cemeteries. For example, this one, it has the place where it is, Point Pelee National Park, and the GPS coordinates. Now this one over here, I am suspicious that it might be an error. Just by looking at the name and the address of it, I know that this is not where it should be, especially not out in Lake Erie. I don't think there's a cemetery out there. If you notice the same thing when you do yours, you can click the crayon and edit it here. I'm not really sure what the correct coordinate is at this point, so I'm not going to be changing anything. Here you can also add an image or a video. I know that some branches have gone out to cemeteries and done videos and taken photos, so you might want to add one of those to one of these points. Now, a few of the other things, I might want to give it a bit of a more descriptive name. So I will call it Essex County Cemeteries. And there's also a few things that you can do. They've added this. You can change the color if you don't like the red pins, or you can change to squares, other things like that. Now that we've got the map, we might want to share it. Again, I will give it the same name. And here is where you get the link so that you can share it with other people. You can either send them the link, or you can add them. You can make it public. And close that. Now, another thing that someone might want to do once you have a map like this, you can embed the map on your website. Now we need to get out of this screen, and we actually are going to go back in to Maps. For some reason, it won't give you that other screen right away. Okay, so here is my map that I just created, and you look for the gear icon at the bottom and share or embed map. Again, you can get a URL for in order to be able to share it. You can click the box for a short URL. It makes it, if you're going to be typing it in, makes it a little easier than if it has a great big long one. Or if you want to embed the map on a website, like we have done with ours, then you click embed and you can choose how big you want it, and the URL that you're going to use to embed it with the appropriate code is here. So you click on it so that it is highlighted, and right click and copy, and then you can either send that to your webmaster, or if you are the webmaster, then you take that and to your website and paste that embed link into your website, and this is what you will have. So when people come to your website, they see all of the cemeteries on your map. They get a list here. If they're looking for a specific one, then they can look at it. So that's basically a quick walkthrough of how to create a map of cemeteries for your website.